And welcome to JoyNews Prime with me, Carlos Caloni. Our headlines this hour. Chaos erupted in Parliament as leaders concluded a debate on the State of the Nation address after Majority Leader Agyemang took aim at NDC running mate Nana Jane Opoku Agyemang, forcing a suspension of proceedings.
Even if you look at his choice of running mate, he could not get somebody that one could say that, look, they are planning for the future. The person is over 70 years. You have no succession plan.
We have details as NDC MPs say this constitutes attack on womanhood and the aged. On the political front, John Mahama reveals plans to relocate some government agencies and institutions outside Accra to decongest the city, while Alan to establish skills development center in the Volta region. Meanwhile, Electoral Commission awaits official notice from Parliament to conduct by-election in Ejuso after the death of Member of Parliament John Kuma. Thank you so much for choosing us. Now, there was chaos in Parliament today when Majority Leader Alexander Agyemang took aim at John Mahama's running mate for the 2024 election, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyemang. The two leaders were concluding debate on the State of the Nation address. Now, the Minority Leader, Dr. Kishel Atuforsen, had concluded his debate, which partly focused on Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Majority Leader Alexander Agyemang also used a considerable part of his debate to berate the choice of the former UCC Vice Chancellor as running mate to John Mahama, a position that angered the NDC MPs. Our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Ashanti reports.
The conclusion of the debate had been cordial, with the Minority Leader Dr. Kishel Atuforsen taking aim at government's handling of the economy.
Mr. Speaker, I can say without any doubt that President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Alhaji Bawumia, who promised to transform our country within 18 months, have been a monumental failure.
According to Dr. Atuforsen, the prices of food and other commodities have shot through the roof under President Akufo-Addo and his Vice, Dr. Bawumia.
Ghana today ranks among the top 5 countries in the world with the highest food inflation. Food prices continue to rise on a daily basis amid a looming threat of food insecurity. A crate of egg, just a crate of egg, in 2016 was going for 12 Ghana cedis. Today, you'll be lucky to buy a crate of egg for 65 Ghana cedis. So, Speaker, even Calipo, which President Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Bawumia drank, in fact, their favorite Calipo, which was selling at 50 pesos in 2016, now sells at 4 cedis.
But matters degenerated when Majority Leader Alexander Agyemang took aim at Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyemang, who is John Mahama's running mate for the 2024 election.
Even if you look at his choice of running mate, he could not get somebody that one could say that, look, they are planning for the future. The person is over 70 years. You have no succession plan. Mr. Speaker, from day one, the government will be in crisis. Mr. Speaker, from day one, their government will be in crisis. Mr. Speaker, they want to pick the very old person who could not perform at the education ministry, who could not. You have brought a flag bearer a running mate who retired from UCC as VC, came to Ministry of Education, performed abysmally.
These comments angered NDC MPs. Many were on their feet, banging the tables.
I submit that under the MPP, our vision for the country is not only for the short term, but it's in the long term. It's the reason why Bawumia is our flag bearer. They are running in the central region. They could not transform the lives of the people of central region.
A furious Minority Whip, Ahmed Ibrahim, expressed the sentiments of his colleagues.
That guy, is that what you are saying? That Professor Nana Opoku Agyemang is now the state of the nation.
Well noted.
Mr. Speaker, he should be fatwa.
Well noted.
Mr. Speaker, he should be fatwa. The attack of the personality of Professor Nana Opoku is the one who is degenerating the house. Mr. Speaker, if he wants us to carry the house...
But the majority leader will not back down, doubling down on the comments, forcing the House to suspend.
No, I will sit.
Honorable members,
This is not right.
suspend the House for
Some female NDC MPs took on the majority leader over those comments.
I am horrified. I think that we deserve an apology from the leader for the way in which he has brought this woman's name into disrepute. We cannot be having this kind of talk. It's almost like trash talk. We will not accept it in this chamber. And Honorable Afenyo must apologize, must withdraw, and must do the needful. For somebody who taught him communication skills, this is not what she taught him. Nana Jane taught me as well. This is not what I exemplify. So he should better go back and revise his notes and do the needful.
However, Majority Chief Whip Frank Anodompre explained that the comments of his boss could not be deemed an insult to women and the aged.
If it is the case that the mention of Prof and her age is their problem, we will depart from there. But the fact will be told, the story will be told. The abysmal performance of John Mahama and the administration, that will continue to expose that. Let nobody begin any crusade that we went on a viral attack on womanhood. That we will never do.
Eventually, the majority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, apologized for the comments and was allowed to conclude his speech. The debate on the State of the Nation address has now concluded. The House will now move on to deal with other business.
Still in Parliament, Minority Leader Dr. Kishila Tuforsen says President Akufo-Addo and his vice, Dr. Bokmia, have mismanaged the economy to the point that businesses are moving to neighboring countries. According to Dr. Atuforsen, several companies who had headquarters and manufacturing hubs locally have now decided to abandon Ghana due to high cost of doing business.
Mr. Speaker, I can say without any doubt that President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Agyemang, who promised to transform our country within 18 months, have been a monumental failure. They simply promised heaven and they have delivered hell. Mr. Speaker, President Akufo-Addo and Agyemang pretend not to see the mess that they have created. They still live in a bubble of denial over the state of our country. Our reality today stands in a sharp contrast from the glossy picture the President depicted during the State of the Nation. Those who held lectures on textbook management of the economy have been in charge of Ghana's economy for the last 7 years. Despite resolving all issues of the economy at the lectures, the reality is that the economy has collapsed on the watch of Dr. Bawumia and the chief lecturer. To say this government record has been poor and abysmal is a gross understatement. Mr. Speaker, this explains why businesses are folding up left, right, and center under this outrageously high interest rate regime. It is almost impossible for businesses to access financing. This is the most resource government ever in the history of this country. Mr. Speaker, this government in 7 years have received over 925 billion Ghana cedis, equivalent to 134.4 billion, including this amount excludes government grants. Mr. Speaker, taxes alone, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. They have received taxes worth 477.9 billion Ghana cedis. The Speaker, aside that, they have borrowed another 447.3 billion Ghana cedis. The Speaker, total resource envelopes, taxes and borrowing, and this amount excludes government grants, amounted to 925.2 billion Ghana cedis in 7 years. The Speaker, if you are to convert this to the prevailing exchange rate, this government in 7 years have received $134.3 billion US dollars. The Speaker, this is enough to transform our country. Yet, the Speaker, they have only given us an economic disaster. Mr. Speaker, the question that everyone is asking is, Nasikano Wahin, what have they used the money for? And Mr. Speaker, it's important that we ask this question. And I urge His Excellency the President to render account to the people of Ghana how they have used this money. Mr. Speaker, numbers they say don't.
Now, the minority leader also berated government for superintending over an economy where cost of food and other important commodities have increased by more than 500%.
Ghana today ranks among the top 5 countries in the world with the highest food inflation. Food prices continue to rise on a daily basis amid a looming threat of food insecurity. A recent trip to the Malata market, the favorite shopping grounds for Agyemang, reveals the following. The speaker, you'll be surprised. A bag of maize, which was sold at 170 Ghana cedis in 2016, now sells as 1,020 Ghana cedis. One bag of maize. The speaker, a tuber of yam, which sold for then in 2016 at 5 Ghana cedis, now sells at 25 Ghana cedis. An olonka of gari, which sold for 6 Ghana cedis in 2016. In fact, today is being sold for 40 Ghana cedis. A cup of beans, which sold at 1 cedi 50 pesos in 2016, is now going for 10 Ghana cedis. The speaker, a bucket of onions, which sold for 15 Ghana cedis in 2016, today is going for 75 Ghana cedis. A bag of sachet water, which sold for 1 cedi 50 pesos, is today being sold for 11 Ghana cedis. 1 kilogram of Gino rice, which sold for 6 Ghana cedis, is today being sold for 40 Ghana cedis. A bar of key soap, which sold for 4 Ghana cedis, is today being sold for 25 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, a sack of konkonte, which sold for 200 Ghana cedis in 2016, is today being sold for 920 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, a crate of egg, just a crate of egg, in 2016 was going for 12 Ghana cedis. Today, you'll be lucky to buy a crate of egg for 65 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, even Calipo, which President Kufuor and Agyemang drank, in fact, their favorite Calipo, which was selling at 50 pesos in 2016, now sells at 4 cedis. Mr. Speaker, in most cases, prices of everyday household staples have been increased by over 500%.
But Majority Leader Agyemang, who had earlier stoked controversy with his debate focused on digitization, which he said had transformed delivery government services. He also argued that the NPP government is an action government.
This government is a listening government. This government is a caring government. Through all the difficulties and challenges, this government today has ensured that that road is under construction. And you can see with your 2 eyes. So when it comes to Central Region, the MPP does not go for just vote. We work. The talk, na do. When it comes to Central Region, MPP, na talk, na do. We don't do talk. We talk, na do. And you, Ato, you can see with your eyes. MPP, talk, na do. We don't just talk. Have you seen the motorway? You were here. Your party was in power for 8 years. John Mahama was in power for 8 years. You were the Deputy Finance Minister. The Deputy Works and Housing Minister is here. I can see some former appointees in this house. Mr. Speaker, what did they do? What did they do on the Temamoto way? Today you can see with your eyes. We MPP, na talk, na do. You can see with your eyes that when we say it, we do it. Mr. Speaker, let's go to Opoku roads and ask whether or not we've done it. Mr. Speaker, we have done the road. It's almost 90% completed. Mr. Speaker, we are getting the jobs done. But the NDC would always want to find a space to criticize. We want to challenge them on their own records. Dr. Bawumia, the digitalization man. Yes.
Now from Parliament, let's focus our attention on health. About 3,000 cases of colorectal cancer are detected in Ghana annually. About half the number of patients diagnosed with colorectal cancer in Ghana die. due to inadequate specialized surgeons to effectively treat them. This was disclosed in an interview by Professor of Surgery at the University of Ghana Medical School, Jonathan Dakubo. As the world creates awareness about colorectal cancer this month, we bring you a special report on the disease and why early detection can help save life. There's more in the following report.
Colorectal cancer is a type of cancer that affects the colon, large intestine, or rectum. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, the condition is the third most common cancer, contributing to nearly 1 million deaths in 2020 and over 1.9 million new cases globally. The disease is projected to reach around 3.2 million new cases per year by year 2040. Meet 45-year-old Kingsley, not his real name. He is a survivor of colorectal cancer. Kingsley was struck by the disease 2 years ago and recounts the struggles he faced in diagnosing and treating the condition.
I started having the symptoms about 2 years ago, and I visited a whole lot of facilities, both private and public facilities. And anytime I go and they diagnose me, what they tell me is, I have ulcer. I have ulcer. So I kept treating ulcer. And with the ulcer, I do both orthodox and traditional medicine. But I got to a point where I was not responding to treatment. So I was recommended to go to a certain hospital to meet a certain specialist. I went there, I met him, and he recommended I should do some labs and tests. Until finally, they told me this is my problem. And as at the time, they told me I had colon problem. My colon, the tumor had already covered more than 90%. The tumor was very big, or is very big. From what I saw after the surgery, you see this rubber paint, the small rubber paint, it has covered all the rubber paint.
Professor of Surgery at the University of Ghana Medical School and consultant surgeon at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Jonathan Dakubo revealed in an interview with JoyNews that Ghana records between 1,500 to 3,000 cases of the disease every year. But half of those diagnosed die due to low awareness.
Globally, we are seeing about 1.8 million new cases every year, and about half of this number of people affected by the disease die. That's about 900,000 every year. Ghana is part of the global picture, and we suffer our own fair share of this cancer. It is estimated that we see anything between 1,500 to 3,000 new cases of colorectal cancers in the whole of Ghana, and about half of this number of patients also die. The awareness of colorectal cancer in Ghana is really very low. If you see blood in your stool, that could be a sinister symptom of a cancer. But because people are not aware of this disease, they refer to bleeding from their anus as being hemorrhoids, piles, or what we refer in our local parlance, cuckoo.
On the street of Accra, we ask random Ghanaians what they know about colorectal cancer.
I don't know anything about colorectal cancer. Even I haven't heard the name before. This is my first time.
Oh, I know nothing about it. I did not do science, so sickness, I don't know much about sickness.
Apart from the low awareness, Professor Jonathan Dakubo reveals an acute shortage of specialist-trained colorectal surgeons as a major challenge hampering effective treatment of the condition in Ghana.
The country has done very well when it comes to infrastructure to treat all cancers, including colorectal cancer. What is important is the surgical expertise to adequately treat the cancer. Because if the surgery for this cancer is not effective, whatever you do, the patient's life will be lost. So surgical expertise is very, very important. And that is the capacity that we are putting in efforts to develop.
Kingsley is, however, appealing to the government to enhance the capacity of specialist colorectal surgeons in order to reduce the high costs associated with treatment.
From the time I started experiencing the problem, let's say 2 years from now, up to medication, surgery, lab test, and everything diagnosis, I've spent over 100,000 Ghana cedis, which is about 1 billion old currency. What I will tell government, or I will appeal to government, is to help the colorectal specialist surgeons in Ghana to build their capacity.
Professor Jonathan Dakubu insists on early screening and diagnosis as a crucial step in preventing needless death.
Early screening is very important, and for all the screening programs that has been advocated in the health delivery system, it is in colon cancers that it has been shown clearly that screening can actually reduce the incidence of this disease.
The World Health Organization, WHO, has designated the month of March every year as Colorectal Awareness Month, and everyone is encouraged to screen for the condition. For JoyNews, Carlos Caloni, Accra.
Let's take you to the Ashanti region now, where 5 persons have been arrested following a fire outbreak at the racecourse market in the Ashanti region. They were picked up by the police after an angry mob reportedly attacked fire officers working to douse the fire, which ravaged close to 200 stores and properties worth millions of Ghana cedis. The hostile crowd reportedly pelted the firefighters with stones and other materials. Emmanuel Bright Kweku also reports of another fire incident that got a 69 apartment in the Asokwa municipality.
Traders salvaging the little of items raised by the inferno. Milling machines, vegetables, animal proteins, and other food commodities, including local spices, were burnt beyond recognition. The fire, according to the traders, started in the wee hours of Monday dawn, ravaging over 180 stores and properties worth millions of Ghana cedis.
We brought onions to the market yesterday. It was around 1 a.m. when I received a call from a friend about the fire.
When we came here, there were fire tenders without water. We couldn't salvage anything. 5 persons have reportedly been arrested by the police for attacking officers of the Ghana Fire Service. They are reported to have pelted objects, including stones, at firefighters for allegedly reporting late to the scene. DO3 Simon Ben Bedu is with the Commonwealth Teaching Hospital Fire Command.
We were able to calm our nerves down, so we started the firefighting within some minutes after the attack. We realized that the fire was spreading to other places, so quickly we called for additional pumps from Metro and Menchia fire stations. But we were able to apprehend some 5 of these attackers, and they are currently at the police custody.
The cause of the fire is meanwhile yet to be ascertained. Here is Member of Parliament for the Bantama constituency, Asante Boache.
This illegal electricity connection, which has proven to be one of the main reasons why we experience major fire events in this country, must be stopped. One shouldn't think that because of that person's personal interest, then it's causing the overall interest, affecting the overall interest of the people. That is not good enough.
In a similar incident at Tonsu Jinyase, a suburb in the Asokwa municipality, over 50 apartments and shops were razed by fire Friday evening. Many of the occupants of the blasted house are left stranded.
We are staying with other people now. We have no place to live.
Someone just forced me an underwear. Times are hard now.
These textbooks drying under the scorching sun are few of the properties left behind after the inferno.
My children wore old dresses and flip-flops to school. I had to dry the books for them. When I get money, I'll buy new ones for them.
Cash, properties have been burnt beyond recognition. For residents and traders here in the Ashanti region, they are banking their hopes now on the government and other philanthropic institutions to come to their aid. From here at Agyemang in the Ashanti region, my name is Emmanuel Bright-Quick.
Now, British High Commissioner to Ghana, Harriet Thompson, has underscored the need to respect diversity, democracy and human rights, which she says are the core values that unite the Commonwealth. Ghana joined the Commonwealth of nations comprising mostly of former colonies of Britain and has since remained a member of the multilateral framework, which government says has been beneficial to the development of the country. As the Commonwealth marks its 75th anniversary, a flag-raising ceremony was held at the State House today. There's more in the following report.
A march into one resilient common future. That was the focus for this year's celebration of the Commonwealth Day. British High Commissioner to Ghana, Harriet Thompson, in a brief remark on behalf of King Charles III, underscored the need to respect diversity, democracy, and human rights.
Under the theme, One Resilient Common Future, we reaffirm our commitment to overcoming challenges and seizing opportunities together, leveraging the strength of our Commonwealth ties. Central to our Commonwealth family are the core values of democracy, respect for diversity, human rights, rule of law, and sustainable development. These values unite us as we face global challenges such as the aftermath of the pandemic, climate change, and biodiversity loss. His Majesty King Charles III at Chogum in 2022 in Rwanda highlighted the importance of Commonwealth friendships as we rebuild post-pandemic and combat these pressing issues.
That togetherness not only helps us deliver vital climate finance to our most vulnerable members, it enabled our landmark resolution on loss and damage, which helped to pave the way for global progress at COP28. Over the course of 75 years, our family of nations own scale, strength, and experience.
The Commonwealth for years has been dominated by former British colonies. However, that is fast changing as countries such as Rwanda have voluntarily joined the framework.
Today, the Commonwealth comprises not only countries that were once colonies of Britain, but also includes others that have voluntarily joined the family. In the recent past, Rwanda and Mozambique were the only two members of the Commonwealth who are not formerly British colonies. And today we are four with the recent addition of Gabon and Togo. This shows the continuous growth in the family of the Commonwealth.
Reiterating Ghana's commitment to sustainability, Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Kweku Amprechum Sapong, marked the celebration by planting some trees and describing the Commonwealth as instrumental in enhancing the human capital in Ghana.
Ghana joined the Commonwealth upon gaining independence in 1957, becoming the first majority-ruled African member of the Commonwealth. We have been an active member contributing to and benefiting from the unique family of nations. Our shared history and common language has facilitated close cooperation in various fronts, from education and health to governance and economic development. The Commonwealth has been instrumental in the development of its member states, particularly in Africa. Through technical assistance, capacity building programs, scholarships, and youth empowerment programs, the Commonwealth has played a pivotal role in enhancing human capital in Ghana.
In line with its vision of building a resilient common future, the Commonwealth is dedicating this year to youth-led action for sustainable and inclusive development. Let us report for JoyNews.
This is still the JoyNews Prime with me, Carlos Calone. We'll take a short break. We'll return with more. Please stay with us. Now, the Electoral Commission says it awaits official notification from Parliament to begin processes for a by-election in the constituency of the late Deputy Finance Minister John Kuma at Ejiso in the Ashanti region. Dr. Kuma passed away last week after a brief illness. According to parliamentary regulations, a communication to the EC must occur within 7 days of an MP's passing. Although the time frame has not yet elapsed, the Director of Electoral Services at EC, Dr. Opoku, indicated their readiness to proceed with elections upon official notification.
If we look at Article 112 as amended, when a vacancy occurs less than 3 months, we will not do by-election. But if it's more than 3 months, the Commission is enjoined to organize by-election. So once the Commission is officially informed, we'll we'll kickstart the process to have the by-election. We have no choice. That is what the Constitution demands of us.
Whether you have resources or not, you will go ahead?
It is a constitutional mandate. So we don't provide resources for ourselves. But once we get the notice that the vacancy has occurred, and it is more than 3 months, the Commission has no choice but to kickstart the by-election. How long is
this notice supposed to come from Parliament to you?
The law says that when the Parliament gets to know of it, the clerk of Parliament should inform us not less than 7 days. Not less than 7 days. Yes, and when we also hear of that, once it is that not less than 60 days, we have to do it.
So officially, you have not been informed
because not at
7 days have not elapsed. Is that the case?
I don't want to talk about it because I don't know when they'll be informed. But the law is that once you hear of it, clerk of Parliament should inform us not more than 7 days after hearing of that. And when it gets to that, if it's ordinary vacancy, then we need to do that within 30 days. But if it's as a result of death, then we need to do it within 60 days.
So you are on standby, waiting for the notification to go and conduct the elections?
We are informed, we don't know of any vacancy.
Now, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has revealed plans of his government, if successful, to relocate government or some government institutions and agencies outside of the capital. This is a grand plan to decongest the nation's capital. The former president, addressing the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, reveals a feasibility study will be conducted to ensure a successful implementation. My colleague Nana Agyemang is touring the region with Mr. Mahama and sent this report.
The Greater Accra region is the 14th to be visited by the building guarantor of the NDC. At a meeting with the Regional House of Chiefs, various traditional rulers present were given the opportunity to air their views on some issues of concern. Vice President of the House, Professor Ni Welenchi, spoke on their behalf.
As chiefs and fathers of the land, we support all our children in this election competition. Therefore, any chief tying and aligning his giggles around a particular political party is doing a disservice to the very people he is supposed to rule. I urge our chiefs to desist from partisan politics and save your integrity. We all know this year is an election year. Come December 7, we shall all be going to the polls to cast our votes. Can we have politics without insults and unwarranted blames? Yes, we can.
John Mahama shared the NDC's plans to deal with traffic and congestion concerns in the city. He shares plans to relocate some state institutions, intention to build highways and extend rail services to these areas.
We are looking to decongest Accra. So when we come into office, we're going to undertake a feasibility study to move some of the government agencies and the ministries outside the city so that we can free up more space and reduce the traffic congestion in the system. So some of the ministries, some of the government departments, agencies, we will move them outside Accra, not too far. There will be a highway between that place and Accra. We can even put train services between so that you can just board a train and go do your business and come back.
Meanwhile, improving the transport system in the capital remains central goal to the NDC. Mr. Mahama says the Ayololo transit system will be revived if he is successful at staging a comeback.
Then aside from that, Accra is a rapidly expanding cosmopolitan area, a huge metropolis, and so we need to improve the transportation service in Accra. And that's why when I was president, we introduced the Ayololo bus service. Unfortunately, our successors have virtually abandoned it. And so I want to assure you that when we come, we're going to revamp the Ayololo bus service so that it can service all parts of Accra and let people be able to ride the buses to wherever they want to go. Because we want to introduce a 24-hour economy, we must have an efficient transportation system so that people can go to work at any time of the day or the night.
Now, the founder and leader of the butterfly movement, Allah Kojo Tromantan, says he aims to establish the biggest skills development center in the West African sub-region in the Volta region. This, he believes, would be part of his regional development agenda, where every region would have a specific project under his administration to uplift the economic status of the region. Mr. Tromantan was speaking at the whole Central Market during his market stall in the Volta region.
The founder and leader of the butterfly movement, Alan Kojo Tromantan, kicked off his campaign tour of the Volta region in the Dropon market in the Central Town district. He promised to transform the town into an economic hub by revamping the Dropon textile factory, uplifting the market, and establishing a traders bank in the area. He proceeded to the whole Central Market and urged the traders to vote for him to enable him to make the region a skills development hub. In Kumasi, he and his entourage paid a courtesy call to Mankalalu Togbe Brentuo Asafo IV, who said Ghana needs a third force. Mr. Tromantan affirmed this and indicated that Ghanaians are advocating for a change, a new face to steer the affairs of the country.
So if you go around the country, the majority of Ghanaians are looking for change. They are asking for a government of national unity, a union government that will not only be composed of people who are politicians, but all our stakeholders, including chiefs, religious leaders, business people. And I'm making a commitment that during my presidency, the Volta region will receive the highest level of development projects since independence. There is the potential for agricultural development, there is the potential for tourism, there is the potential for the blue economy, particularly along the coast of the Volta region. The oil and gas resources also provide significant opportunities for developing oil and gas industry in the Volta region. So there is no reason why the Volta region should be poor. You need a leader who has a vision for Volta region and who has the capacity and the competence to execute that vision. And I want to offer myself. My commitment to the Volta region is that Volta will become the new skills hub for the whole of West Africa because of the technical skills of the people.
The Movement for Change team ended their tour at the Sogakope market with a similar message to the traders. Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews.
Now, burst bicycle queues, a lack of apparel for certain athletes, a power outage during football matches, and a shortage of fuel for ambulances. These challenges have significantly impacted Ghana's organization of the African Games. Despite substantial financial investment reaching millions of dollars, the country has only secured 4 medals, trailing far behind competitors with over 30, raising questions about the effectiveness of the expenditure in achieving medal success. My colleague Michael Ashali has more in the following report.
It's been days into the 2023 African Games, and host nation Ghana has already faced significant hurdles, both on and off the field. The Black Star Nation has struggled to shine. Ghana's sports minister proudly announced a whopping $195 million investment in infrastructure development.
$712,853 United States dollars is estimated to cover the operational cost of the LOC. And like I said, this estimated amount is earmarked to be used by the local organizing committee for general organization of the competition. So this operational cost is not just for this year, it's for the entire period.
Notably, not a single mention of a dedicated budget for the development of athletes for the competition. After 4 days of fierce competition, Ghana found itself without a single medal. The challenges appeared large. On Friday, 36 minutes into a football match between the Black Princesses and Ethiopia, a blackout hit Cape Coast Stadium. Sunday brought another blow. National cycling champion Michael Naba faced a race-ending malfunction as the tube connected to his bike exploded. With no spare bicycle available, Naba was forced to discontinue the competition.
The bike in FLE me tube. I want no almost 2 races na a blast here just because me need better tube. Me tube and me training and one me use it for competition.
The sports minister earlier said there was adequate provision for transport to get athletes to the venues on time.
It's our responsibility to transport, and for the information, we are renting and we are using our Lolo and also other private buses for the period.
Despite a fleet of branded vehicles, transportation glitches persist. The badminton team reported being transported in the bucket of their coach's pickup truck.
That we got, the equipment that we got didn't even come the times we have nobody has trained the equipment, nothing. The rackets, nothing. The racket I used to play a tournament. I got it just a day. I've never tested it. The shoe I was size 47. They gave me 36. How long was you using for? We don't sit we come to play our matches. We sat in our view and it was a pickup. So most of us, like 8 players, were in the bucket. We didn't get any transport. We all station Ghana now.
Saturday, Ghana's medal drought was finally broken. Winifred Ntumi emerged a shining star in the 49-kilogram weightlifting discipline, clinching a gold and 2 silver medals. On Sunday, a Ghanaian swimmer added another silver to the nation's tally. Amidst these victories, reports surfaced of athletes grappling with inadequate apparel. Some were forced to purchase their own gear. At the Borteman Sports Complex, a desperate coach resorted to using his shirt as an impromptu fan and cleaning tool for an athlete who didn't have a towel. On social media, images have emerged depicting a medal podium with numerical captions done on an A4 paper. As Ghana navigates the highs and lows of the 2023 Africa Games, these questions linger. How prepared were we to host? How ready were our athletes for the competition? What is the true cost of our pursuit of sporting glory? What kind of resilience is required to overcome the unexpected obstacles in the path to glory? Well, despite all these challenges, the local organizing committee believes the ongoing games are the best in the history of the African Games. For JoyNews, Michael Ashali.
It's time for Showbiz, and the only lady who does it best is in studio with me, Becky Bex.
Oh, why? When you get to introduce me, I get the laugh of my life because.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm wondering. Oh well, you're trying. You're trying to make me feel good, which is good. Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Wow.
Look at me.
Yeah, you're looking good actually.
How was your weekend?
It was okay.
Yeah, you went to church.
Yeah, I went to church.
Yeah.
I relaxed. I slept. Some fun also with my family. So
Okay. Well rested.
Yeah. How about yours?
Well, I relaxed as well. I couldn't go to church, but I know exactly what my people out there are doing for the entertainment industry. This is an industry that we all represent.
Okay.
And we have musicians out there in the US, in the UK, projecting Ghana. You know, we're in Ghana month and we're celebrating everything Ghanaian. So here is a wrap of everything that happened, including the Oscars at the weekend. Weekends always has a lot to offer, and I am here with everything you missed out on in the world of entertainment. So let's begin from the US and talk about how the likes of Stonebwoy, Black Sherif, R2B, Efia, and Kiddy showed the world that the best comes from Ghana with their sterling performances at the just ended Rolling Cocoa anthem. So this event, according to organizers, is to showcase the best Ghanaian music, culture, and heritage. Still on celebrating Ghana, Kwame Eugene also gave some Ghanaians and fans a time of their lives with what has been described as his best performance yet at the Independence Celebration concert in London. Well, that ends the wrap for the weekend here on the JoyNews channel. But let's talk about Becca. My colleague Doreen Avio caught up with Becca recently at the Women of Valor event, and she's been talking about how well she's been received after, you know, coming back to the industry. And she actually has a song, and she says that song, well, she was asked about the song, and she said all she does is make impactful music.
I think that I realized I had been out for a while, but coming back, you realize that all the years of performing just makes you mature. It gives you experience, and so sometimes all these things come voluntarily. I mean, of course, it's very important for me to always ensure that I rehearse and make sure everything is synced properly, but I think it's because of maturity. And of course, this is Women of Valor. I knew I had to bring my A game because there are women there. Women love ourselves. We're the most critics of ourselves. Everything. So I just came to do me. Honestly, I didn't even think about it. I barely even had rehearsals, but I thought, you know, to come in. Sometimes it's just the spirit in the room. It's just the feeling in the room. And I enjoyed it. Honestly, I did. I did.
I know you did tell me on radio that you're back, and I mean, with your performance at the Grand Arena, literally cemented it all. How has the response response been from fans, people who obviously have been waiting, like have been starving for your music?
It's been crazy. Honestly, I have permanent emails and Snapchat DMs and Instagram DMs of TikTok and everybody asking me when I'm releasing the next song and when am I back in the industry fully. I wasn't so certain. I still am not, but I feel like, you know, there's a need, you know, for me to just give my fans something, because at the end of the day, I keep saying that they're the reason why Becca is still Becca. No matter what we think, and we've got talent and God gives it to us, and we go out there and we put work out there, but people out there, the ones that love you the most are the ones that are going to patronize your music. And so if they want something, then I must also just give them one thing. So let's just see. I have something in the pipeline. I have a song I'm about to release. So and
you know about that song, I mean, you performed it and I was like, oh my goodness. But you know, there were some words in the song, like, you know, sort of like, you know, even if everybody gave up on me, people thought that it was over, like you were back. Like there was something about the song. What inspired it?
I think it's always the Becca, you know, inspiration songs. I want to do songs that inspire people, songs that have meaning, songs that are evergreen, just like African Woman is. And this particular song, I just felt like people just need to come together. And sometimes they say, "Bubu cry and sisa." You know, sometimes when something is even broken, you can put it together. Titi cry, just put it together, mend it, and let it go. You know, the stronger you are together, the better for all of you. And that's.
And my name is Becky. We love Becca. That'll be all for Showbiz here this evening. That'll be all for the news.
My name is Carlos Kaloni. Thank you so much for watching Prime Business.